All right, so I had a discussion a few days ago, it might have been yesterday actually, that we're talking about different amps and how I really don't feel the amplifier itself actually makes as big of a tone as like the cabinet, for example. And to demonstrate this, I've mic'd the same cabinet. I'm gonna actually run through a bunch of different amps. So I'm gonna run through a bunch of different ones. I'm gonna let you be the judge. See what you think. Now my room is actually double walled. I don't know if you can see from the camera angle there. Just got foam up, just it's like the size of a closet. A couple different mics that I'm using. I'm actually using a mixture of 3 different mics, and those are actually pretty cheap ribbons, just MXL ribbons and a 57. That cabinet's loaded with Veteran 30s from WGS, very similar to like a vintage 30 type of speaker. So that's what I'm using to mic all this stuff with, and that's the cabinet. All right, so I have all these amplifiers behind me, and the first thing I want to run through is a Deluxe Reverb Reissue on the normal channel. So, and it's just cranked wide open, 10s all the way up. Okay, I have my Les Paul, which I've actually been playing a lot lately. I really like this Les Paul now that I got my nut fixed at my G string. So, through the Deluxe Reverb. A little sloppy, but we got it. You got the general idea. Great crunchy tone. I actually really like this amp turned up. I never was like that big of a Blackface fan before for dirty stuff, but I love it. Let's go through my Shaw, which is basically a Plexi style amp, and just again running 10s wide open. Both channels jumpered there, so it's as much gain as we can get out of it. And let's run through that real quick. Okay, Plexi style amp sounds like this. I love the sound of a crank Plexi. Just, I could sit here and just play chords all day. I love it. Next thing, let's go through, you know what? Let's run through the orange. I'm gonna run through the clean channel on the orange. Let's do that. All right, now we're running through a Rockerverb 50, just on the clean channel. I have the bass down a little bit because it's a little woofy. Then mids and treble all the way up. And this one, it really does have a little more of a difference than like the other amps will, but it's still a cool tone. Sounds like this. That is the Rockerverb 50, and now let's go to, let's do the Dr. Z. That's a Maz18, I believe. Plugged into the Maz18, there's a master on it, so I got the master all the way up, the volume all the way up, bass, mids, and treble all the way up, cut it about half, and reverb off, because I actually like plate style reverb, so I'm running through a plug-in. Sour note. Still really cool sound. You can tell it's a little smaller of an amp, little lower wattage, versus like, you know, a 100 watt amp, which just, you have a ton of girth. It's louder, of course, but I mean, that's a thing that I feel really comes across with like lower wattage amps versus higher wattage amps when you crank them up. Just, there's this level of girth that you just don't get out of those smaller wattage amps. But I'm actually going to put the EQ at about half because I actually like that sound a little better. Okay, so I have the EQ controls at 12 o'clock, so about half. love the way a cranked amp, how it just kind of as it's fading out, the clipping quality is so different than most overdrive pedals. That's one of the things I'm constantly striving to achieve, is the way the distortion or the overdrive, the dirt, whatever you want to call it, the way it kind of fades out and it just has this magical quality to it. I hate to say magical, it's not magical, but it just has this really cool quality to it that I love. Always trying to emulate that. So that is the Maz18. Let's go to a Fender Twin on the normal channel with the everything turned all the way up on the normal channel. I actually like this sound a lot too, so check this out. Okay, so Fender Twin, known as a clean amp, cranked to 10, sounds like this. It's killer. It's just, I'm almost speechless. I love a cranked amp, the way it just has this thing to it that I'm always striving for. Always striving as far as the design process. The last amp, let's do a Vox AC30 hand-wired reissue type of deal. I'm going to do it on the normal channel and then the top boost channel as well. Two totally different sounds. Cool sounds, but I'm not a huge fan of like an absolutely cranked Vox. But let's check it out. All right, through the AC30 30 watt setting, normal channel sounds like this. Okay, now let's try the top boost setting. Okay, top boost setting on the high input, and I have bass at about 11, treble at about 11, volumes all the way up. Actually, the master volume has a bypass switch, so it's bypassed. Now let me explain like my kind of dislike of Voxes. If you heard that last clip, you heard like this rumbly bottom end that was just kind of farting out and just kind of sounded nasty and muddy. That's what I don't like. I like the clean sound. I don't always like the way they sound with a lot of overdrive and distortion pedals if you have them real chimey, because it just has this spike, this high-end spike. But even dirty, it just has this, it has a sound that I know is on a lot of great songs, but I just never could make it work for me. So once again. So it's like that low end rumble. I don't know if you can tell from the YouTube video, but there's this low end rumble you can't really dial out. It took the bass like almost all the way out. See if it's still there. See, so what I'm hearing frequency-wise, the output has less bass in it, but I'm still hearing something in that circuit. There's too much bass getting through to a stage somewhere. And that's, I don't dig it. All right, so keep in mind, I'm demonstrating all of these amps through the same cabinet. That's gonna be dramatically different if I used their cabinet. So I'm gonna actually do a demo of that on an upcoming video here shortly. I'll link the two together so you'll have that to compare to, because it's a gigantic difference whenever you compare an amplifier through one particular type of cabinet and just different amplifiers to that same cabinet. You know, they sound pretty similar. I think really the overall picture of what I'm trying to say is the cabinet, the speaker, it makes a gigantic difference, huge difference. So thanks for watching. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and I'll see you next time.